There's this lab, there's others there, right? They're studying coronaviruses, they're tweaking coronaviruses, they're doing all sorts of things, right? Possibly to come up with vaccines for them, but this is what's happening, and it is not transparent. And it raises the question, right? It's not just COVID-19 that could leak out of a lab. Something much worse could leak out of a lab, right?
That's right. If you combined, for example, the infectiousness of COVID with the deadliness of the SARS-1 virus that created a limited pandemic out of China 20 years ago, you would have not the COVID pandemic that we've just suffered through, which was catastrophic, but really only up to a point. You know, it hit vulnerable populations very badly, but it was not deadly to many other segments of the global population. If you combined the deadliness that we had 20 years ago with the infectiousness that we've had from COVID, which is the kind of combination that these laboratory experiments seek to produce, you could have a future pandemic that actually threatens the entire species, which is why taking this possibility seriously is so important.
And just to be clear, you're saying this is the sort of thing they are working on right now in labs like this?
This is the sort of thing they're working on. And I think we can stipulate, as your question earlier suggested, that there have been good faith motivations for this kind of science. The concept in principle is create superviruses in labs so that you can then create vaccines and therapies to treat them if they were to emerge in nature. But the fact is, people have been warning that this kind of lab work can create superviruses that escape because lab leaks happen. They especially happen when you have substandard safety practices and when you have endemic secrecy, as we do in China's politics.